We're at Dry Falls Lake in central Washington, and Karen is going to show us how the launch is done. It's a nice launch. They've cleared out the reeds so nice and clear. Should be really spectacular going around the cliffs there. It's a really small paddle, but should be some nice bird life and beautiful geology to see with all these cliffs and whatnot. So the road coming down was pretty gnarly, hey Nathan?
It was very gnarly.
If you have a four-wheel drive, no problem. If you have a regular car, you can still do it, just go really slow.
A little more clearance really helps.
More clearance is good. One of the things we learned about sun lakes is that you get some strong winds up here. And in the afternoons, you know, if you want to contend with really strong winds, you know, the bigger lakes will give you a workout. But if you want a sort of gentle, relaxed paddle with not too many waves and wind, this Dry Falls Lake area is really good because you've got all these huge cliffs right around, almost like an amphitheater shielding you. So there's a little bit of wind here, but it's not like up above on the plain. It's like 11 knots. So this is a pleasure. So just up ahead here on my right is the hike we did yesterday around, this is the Umatilla Rock right up here. We came down through the saddle here and went right around. Oh, look at the red-winged blackbird. It's perfect habitat for them. This area is very interesting geologically. I mean, this Dry Falls area, during the floods at the end of the last ice age, there were massive amounts of water pouring over these dry falls. More than all of the rivers in the world combined, a volume of water came over these circular areas. So like Niagara Falls, but orders of magnitude bigger. Eroded out this whole area. This lake area here is like what would have been at the bottom of the waterfall. So it got it was like the plunge pool. It got scoured out. If you do make it out here, I highly recommend going up to the Visitors Center. Spectacular view of the Dry Falls area, and you can kind of scout it out before you come down and paddle. These Russian olive trees are cool. Very characteristic of these, you know, the banks of these ponds around the Sun Lakes area. A lot of red-winged blackbirds around here. This must be perfect habitat with all of the reeds. Just look at those cliffs. Just imagine all the water coming over in the floods at the end of the Ice Age. There's a really good series on Netflix if you haven't seen it, Ancient Apocalypse of Graham Hancock. It's 8 episodes. Really interesting alternative take on history. But episode 8 actually talks about Dry Falls and what happened here. Super fascinating. I highly recommend it. No sponsorship or anything, just really enjoyed the series and I recommend it. I don't know if you can see how clear that water is. It's just spectacularly clear. We should see some fish today. So great to be out on the lake. This area is in the middle of the desert, but these lakes really make it a bit of an oasis. Wow. Yeah, really clear. I think the visibility under the water is probably 50 feet or so. Yeah, let's go along the shore. Karen said she just saw a huge fish jump here, so we'll keep an eye out for that. Gosh, look how the kayaks are just gliding over the water. I can see right under your kayak. It's so clear. Beautiful. It's so cool seeing the mesa there. It's like, reminds me of Banks Lake, remember when we paddled near Steamboat Rock? We did that a year or two ago. I'll put a link below. Fantastic trip. But this is really beautiful. can really hear the crickets. There's a great view of Umatilla Rock there on the left. Long, thin one. That's the hike we did yesterday. I'll put a link below. Look at this basalt here from the lava flows. You've got that column shape, columnar basalt. But yeah, multiple lava flows got eroded away with the rush of water out of the sort of glacial lakes. Oh, hey guys, sorry about that.
Poor little babies.
Boy, they can move when they want to. I guess they didn't anticipate me. And I didn't know they were there. And so that little white box right up on the top of the cliff there, that's the visitor center that you go to for Dry Falls. It's actually really beautiful. There's lots of nice views from up there. It's great to stop there on the way in because you can kind of scout it out and see what you want to do. You can see the hikes from there, you can see the kayaking opportunities, but you can't see Deep Lake. Deep Lake is kind of on the other side there, behind the ridge. Deep Lake is highly recommended. Karen and I did a paddle there a year or two ago. It's one of our top rated lake kayak trips. I'll put a link below. In fact, I think when we did our top 10 lake kayaking video last year, Deep Lake was number 1. That was our all-time favorite.
Yeah.
But you have to go early in the morning. That's when the winds are lighter. Just keep an eye on the winds because the winds get ferocious here. Like in the campsite at Sun Lakes, we were seeing gusts up to 30 miles an hour yesterday. It's amazing our tents didn't get airborne. Yeah, definitely the birds nest, and sometimes you see these mud swallow. Oh, there's the remains of a mud swallow nest on the rock just back there on the right. I can see the circular mud structure. I think they call them cliff swallows. It's that they use mud to build their nests. So. Amazing that plant can grow out of that cliff. I don't think there's enough nutrients in there. Oh, there's one right there, and it had a bird in it too.
Okay.
Yeah. Feels like you're gliding in the air over top of these boulders because it's so clear. Jeez, look at the size of this one we're going over right now. So cool. It looks quite inviting here. Might actually be fun to swim in. Wow, look at Umatilla Rock over there. And Dry Falls behind us. So spectacular. What do you love about this, Kay?
It's quite peaceful.
Yeah.
All the birds
And quite sheltered as well.
sheltered, and just the scenery is amazing.
Yeah, geologically.
Wonder.
Yeah, there's a lot of geology to spot here. And it's really fascinating since we know some of the history. But what I love about this paddle is you're not just paddling under cliffs. There's lots of reeds and little olive trees, and the water is so clear. Yeah, you got a little bit of sun. Of course, this is a desert. It's probably unusual that we have cloudy skies, like mostly cloudy, like we're seeing.
About halfway around the lake, we caught up with Nathan and Jamie, who were loving their paddle, and made a game out of searching for cliff swallow nests.
Do you guys see that inclined path going down the bank there?
Yeah.
At some point, there must have been a way to get from the visitors center down to the...
It looks like it. Yeah.
But they must have closed that.
Yeah, I think they must have had a path
It looks far too normal, too regular to be.
Yeah, it was probably a little treacherous with the scree slope. Gosh, look at the drop off. It's like sheer. Down there was like. This truly is a very unique environment for paddling. It's like paddling in the desert. Who would have ever thought kayaking in the desert? Wow, huge fish right there. Gave me a fright. All right, time to find the pull-out point. It's a little hidden in the reeds here, but when you pass by it, you'll see it. It's actually really well maintained, you know? What?
There's a raccoon.
Oh, he's probably robbing the blackbird nests.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Oh, awesome. I'd love to see it. Such a scenic spot. It's pretty narrow. You can't really paddle here. You got to get some good speed.
But it must be really rare to get any predators in there. But clearly a raccoon. That's fascinating.
Expertly navigated.
Hey!
Smile.
Put it up on the grass here. Okay, I'll grab it.
I can get out first.
It's hard to paddle there. It's so narrow in that inlet. Huh?
Especially when I don't have my rudder.
It's barely wide enough to get in.
Am I?
Hold on a sec.
Thank you. Well, that's service.
You're welcome. Such a gentleman. So quite a lot of parking here, and there's more parking up near the washroom. Probably enough for about 5 or 6 cars, and yeah, great launch point for both paddleboards and kayaks.
Oh, that's huge.
It is.
Is it a vulture or?
That's just not. Oh no, it doesn't look like it.
It's got really big wings. Are so tattered, aren't they?
He's very agile. I actually think maybe it's not an osprey.